Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, this is Yoshi's Crafted World, and I'm gonna say I feel like I'm getting into a good rhythm with these, cleaning up the souvenir mission episodes. So, first on the docket list today is a stopped windmill in Stitched Together. Yes, we're actually doing Pastel Pathway after I teased it last time, and things felt really smooth and relaxed in this recording. I'm getting into the zone. I'm wearing the lava bathtub thing costume. I want to say it suits Tangerine. It clashes with them because they're the same color, sort of. But the goop really looks like it has a texture to it. Anyway, so yeah, the Yoshi's Woolly World throwback level. We will be back here later for other things, but this time we're just looking for a stopped windmill, and my guy, if you want a stopped windmill, why don't I just get you a regular windmill and stop it manually? Is that really... I mean, that would be defeating the purpose of looking for a hidden thing in a level, but still. Okay. Now, where are we off to next? My indications, my annotations and whatnot suggest to me that we're going to Candyland, a cheerful cupcake. You know, nothing unusual about that, it's a cake with a face. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Something, Ulrika Brandstorp, attention. Did not think I would make a reference to a song from 2020. So you know what? I'm going to double down on that and make reference to a song from 2016. When I was editing this footage the first time around, I was randomly reminded of the existence of Dolly Style, and specifically the song Rollercoaster, and in the year of our goodness, 2023, it's December of 2023, the song is from, like, early 2016, it does still slap, and I will fight people over this. Also, that tub of pink goo, I don't remember that. Like, obviously it's been a very long time since I played this level, like, you know, for this Let's Play, apart from when we did the flip side a little while ago, but I don't remember the pits of goo. Which I suppose is not unreasonable. Now, with this here, I thought, oh, maybe it's actually, you know, I should check up here just in case, and like, yeah, no, the cheerful cupcake is like 90% of the way to the level. There it is, in fact. So just wait for the Shy Guy to push over the thing and throw into the background, and there you have it. There you snazzle. Now, our next mission takes us to Yoshi Pulls Some Strings, which, spoilers, I know, we've not officially seen that in the footage yet, but it was the biggest thorn in my side. So hot air balloons, I know where at least one of them is because I used it in a video thumbnail in, once again making reference to the pre-4 hiatus times, Yoshi's calorie-neutral constitutional. That was in that video thumbnail, so I know where one of the hot air balloons is. And this mission isn't so bad, because, like, you know, you're sort of limited as to where the hot air balloons can be. You know they're going to be either outside or at a push through one of these quote-unquote windows in the wood, or quote-unquote wood for that matter. But there is a mission we come back here for not too far into the future that is much worse, and you may have noticed in the background there was a little blue bird poking through one of the window holes. And I thought, oh, we're definitely going to come back and find that later because it's clearly so well hidden. And in fact, there is another blue bird later on in the level as well, and nope. Yep, there's one of those blue birds there, and no, you never have to collect those, apparently. So, that's a really impressive red herring, all things considered. Here's another balloon. There's not much I can say other than this is kind of an agonizing level because it's really horizontal but also really vertical, but the missions on the flip side are definitely worse for that because you start at the end and go backwards. Also, that's a really easy one to miss because of parallax, you can only see it for about half a second when you're running to the right. But anyway, there's the last one. There's the thumbnail balloon. We have acquired it. I'm not going to use the same thumbnail twice, but just let it be known that's what I know that one for. But yeah, we will be going back to that level later, and it's a nuisance. Also, there's another level later on in this video that is also a nuisance for similar reasons. But for now, we're looking for a lightning bolt, and I've discussed levels that are nuisances. This is entirely the opposite. I think this is the quickest turnaround I have ever had for finding an item in a level, because you start the level, you bumble over to the right, there's clouds already, and there's a cloud with a rainbow, there's some clouds, there's a cloud with a lightning bolt, bish bash bosh, 30 seconds and you're done. So, that's oddly satisfying. Add that to the oddly satisfying compendium, I suppose. Now, as I recall, we're going back to the food area, and we should be getting... Yes, Yoshi cookies, or to quote Nintendo Capri Sun, Yoshi cookie bop, which I'm not entirely sure what he's referencing with that, just declaring creature food stuff when put together it forms the name of a game, and then saying the onomatopoeia of a burp. It's probably meaningful to him. Like, there are so many Nintendo Capri Sunisms that I incorporate into my own personal life, and I don't actually know the full story behind them. I mean, it was only within the last year or so that I learned the full origin story behind the toilet.
The Oval Office, the Porcelain Throne, the toilet.
So, you know, I had a feeling it was from an advert. I just didn't know what for. I thought perhaps it was for, like, a charity or something to make people aware of, like, I don't know, IBS or something, but no, it was... I don't remember what it was, but the point is I know it exists now. Now, the fourth Yoshi cookie brackets burp is fairly easy to find. The fifth is absolutely devious, so mentally prepare yourself for this. I found it by chance, but, like, it's not visible. It's on screen right now and you can't see it. Go in here, though, and boop, there it is. And that is evil, and I love how evil it is. Because you have to look everywhere, even though it looks like there shouldn't be anything there. So I'm proud of myself for finding that without incident, which is more than I can say for some of the other things we have to contend with in this video. Squirrella, the bane of my existence. You get very little in the way of hintage for this. For a moment I thought, wait, are there trees and stitched together? No, it is in Yoshi Pull Some Strings. On the flip side, there are several squirrels in this course, but only one of them is pink. So, you know, Smurfette syndrome. This is actually my third run-through of this level, because twice I went through from beginning to end and just could not find her, no matter where I looked. As I said, it's a very vertical but also very horizontal level, so you don't even know where to begin looking most of the time. See, there's a squirrel, but it doesn't count because it's not pink enough. There's also a large squirrel that you pass on the way down here, but again, it's the wrong colour, and it's sort of... it's too on the same plane as, like, the actual gameplay. And it doesn't even look like you should be able to hit that, but there you go, there's Squirrella. The biggest nuisance to find in all of Pastel Pathway. Yeah, there's also a large squirrel, which, as I'm saying, is on the same plane as the platforms you're on, so you can't actually hit it, so at least that rules it out from being considered as Squirrella. It's over and done with. We're done now. We're going back to Stitched Together to find some apple trees. This is another one that's... it's deliciously mischievous. I won't say devious, because realistically, it's not that hard. It's just... first of all, there's one in the background there, right near the beginning, and you'd expect all of them to sort of be on the hills in the background, which give Netherlands kind of vibes for some reason, even though that's famously like one of the flattest countries in the world. There's another one, it's in the background, as you'd expect. And it's from about here that they start playing with those expectations. Because I think they are all in the background. It's just not in the way you'd expect. Like, that one there, it's huge, it's right up in your face, and it took me like a good half minute to even realize it was there because of how in the near background rather than the far background it was. And here I'm just getting more coins because, I don't know, look everywhere. The Yoshi cookie brackets burp taught me that. Now, I happen to notice, hey, there's an apple in the corner of the screen, and you're probably supposed to go further into the level and sort of hit it from the other side of the wall, but no, I was determined to find the magic pixel that you can hit it from here, and I succeeded. Thank you, very 12. But yeah, you're probably supposed to hit it from this side, and I even did a little bit of bumbling around to see, like, where roughly your developer intended to hit it from, but... anyway, similar energy to the third one, push this block aside, and once again, it's big, it's in your face, it's like, hello, I am here, find me, I dare you. And just the audacity of how there and in your face it is makes it weirdly easy to overlook. So, you're welcome for me showing you how to find it, I guess? And I am still very put off by how phallic the effigies of Gusty are in the background there. What's Gusty taste like? Well, I know what it looks like, but irrelevant. Now we're looking for a mushroom stump, and this, mercifully, is so much easier because it's right at the end of the level. And it's one of those ones where it plays with your emotions a little bit if you don't know where it is, because it's not the only time, I think not even the only time in this video, I think? I did 2 recording sessions between the last episode being uploaded and this one. But you know how there's a sign at the end of the level with the 2 stars on it that's like, hey, the goal is this way? The actual souvenir in question is past that sign, so before the actual end of the level, but like after where the game says, oh, you're running out of level, hurry up. So you see there's the sign there, and then here's the mushroom stump here. So it's right tucked away in the corner as well, so it's so easy to just bypass it completely and go to the end of the level. But luckily, at least in this instance, I had no such issues. Right, is that the last one here? I don't remember there being any others, and my timeline isn't scrolling. Oh no, there is one more. Ah yes, the King of Doughnuts. Big Katamari vibes just from the concept of there being a King of Doughnuts. And we actually saw it earlier on in this video. We passed by it when I was looking for Yoshi cookies, brackets burp. And not much to say other than go about 60, 65, maybe 70% of the way through the level and you'll see it in the background. It's the King of Doughnuts for no reason other than it's a donut wearing a crown. And you know what? Why not? We've seen Stranger Things. Well, I've not seen Stranger Things the series, nor do I have any particular desire to, although I did see the first 20 minutes of one in a university lesson, like 5 years ago, but anyway, there it is, donut with a crown. Baby with a gun. Dog with a gun. Donut with a crown. It makes perfect sense. Or at least, it makes cromulent sense. Cronut sense. Now that should be the last of the things in Pastel Pathway, I believe, if the glaring magenta annotations on my timeline are anything to go by, so yes.
Twirly-woos for Pastel Pathway.
I'm always underwhelmed by how the green twirly-woos look, because I love the idea of a flower with green petals, and I've known since childhood that stinking hellebore is a type of plant that has green petaled flowers. And then you see it in person and you're like, it just looks like leaves. It's so underwhelming because, like, green is, like, the one colour that doesn't have any flowers after it, except it does, and they're just not that special. And they feel like they should be. Maybe that's why they're so rare, because one flower tried it once, and nature was like, nah. Anyway, we're looking for raven blimps. Most of them are easy to find. And then there's one that's a nuisance. It's, I would say, not as devious as the Yoshi cookie hiding behind the piece of scenery. But somehow the blimp gave me more trouble than the cookie, even though the blimp was objectively not as hard to find. Anyway, this, I did see it when I was climbing that area, but I wanted to get the Poochy Pop, and then I didn't. And hey, we've just passed the one I was just talking about, so let's go and get number 5, and then double back and get number 4, because, yeah. Number 5 is just chilling near the exit, so once again, toying with your emotions. But in my case, I played myself rather than the game playing me, 'cause I'm like, well, what do you mean that's number 5? Well, yep, down here beneath the boob rails. It's so low down, like, why would you think to look down to find a blimp? And, like, that's not me complaining, that's like, well hidden, because it's not immediately intuitive, but it still makes internal sense. Now, for what I was saying about the really quick mission that we had earlier with the thundercloud, this might rival that for quickest mission. So we're going to Haunted Maker Mansion, we're going to the flip side, we're looking for a portrait of Dorian Pooch. Incidentally, is it the picture of Dorian Gray or the portrait of Dorian Gray? Because that's one of those things where no matter which option I pin my colours to, it's always, like, I'm always wrong. So if I say it's the portrait, the official title is the picture. If I say it's the picture, the official title is the portrait. Like how the artist Josh James, when he was known as Josh DeBovie, I could have sworn he was Josh DeBovny, and then the N somehow disappeared from his name. I've travelled across multiple universes, and I leave trivia in my wake. Now, I don't remember, and I can't be bothered to check, but I think I actually called out last time we were here on the flip side of Hoop Jump Hop. The sneaky Shy Guys really stuck out as, oh yeah, we're definitely going to come back and collect these later. And once again, I end up missing the penultimate one. And this time is just me being dumb, like, okay, I got that one, that's all cool and good. And then I got really in my own head as to, like, they're gonna start hiding them behind other pieces of scenery, which they don't, but they could, we just passed it right there. And I was too busy worrying about, like, knocking over the other Shy Guys to even realize. And also, there's a thing in the background there that looks like an obvious thing we'll have to come back to later. And anyway, you're there. That's the toying with your emotions one, but once again, it didn't toy with my emotions. That's definitely gonna be something we'll come back for. Because I missed the penultimate one. And it's just here, similar to the hot air balloon that I called out earlier. it's sort of hidden by parallax, and because I was looking ahead in the level, it was on the left-hand side of the screen when it became visible. I was looking on the right, so that's why I didn't see it. Which isn't an excuse, it's just an explanation. And I feel like Gen X and older sort of needs to learn sort of the difference. In fact, if anyone intends to be a parent, make sure you understand the difference between an explanation and an excuse. Anyway, Rollercoaster. This is why I had Dolly Style on the brain. I was editing and like, I remember that song existing, it was good. And hey, here's a really obvious merry-go-round in the background, I wonder if we'll come back for that later as well. This was just the episode where I saw a whole load of things that I would later have to come back for. And, well, that being said, there was a planet at the top of that sort of tower area, and oh, there's the roller coaster there in the background. It blends in really well. I saw it right away, but you could be forgiven for not seeing it. Anyway, there was a planet in the background in that tower section I was just talking about, and that also looks like, oh, we'll have to come back for that later, and actually we never do, surprisingly. So, sometimes I feel like I could read this game and sometimes I'm wrong. Also, that raven on the right-hand side of the screen right now, the moon that it's animating on top of kind of looks like a potato. Anyway, we're back to Pop Mudge Pooch, because sure enough, the wagon that I called out earlier is something we'll need to look for because we're looking for it now, and I could just cut straight to it, but what if someone is watching this video specifically for a guide for how to find it from the start of the level, I guess? But yeah, we know where it is. It's like 3/4 of the way through the level, in the background, right there, easy peasy. Jiminy fleasy. I shouldn't be trusted with words under any circumstances, which is impressive because I am currently over 50,000 words deep into writing a novel, but you didn't hear that from me. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Next up we have the Grandfather Clock. Another... this is the Squirrella of Cardstock Carnival. And this is less because of it blending in and more because it was just a nuisance to find because it's in a really remote room. So, you need to go to, well, the beginning of the level in the sense of, like, the end of the level from the flip side point of view, which is the beginning of the forwards way around. So, because we're in flip side mode, go to the very far end of the level, as far from the start as you can, and it's one of the hidden rooms there. Also, don't mind me just getting got by the thing. I didn't know where it was in the moment, I was searching blind. I'd forgotten so much about this level, as later on in this video reminded me. Anyway, so we're nearly there. We're looking for the place where the chandelier comes crashing down, which is this next room coming up. There we go. Right into up here. And I tried looking over here. It's not here. Okay, well, let's go round again. Maybe we can turn back the hands of time. It's in this room over here, which serves no purpose except to hide that on the flip side. So there's no Poochy Pop in there in the flip side, there are no collectibles in there in the forwards way round of the level, it is just there to hide that Grandfather Clock, and it is devious for so doing, especially as someone who, as I said, took like a 3-year break between playing this game and recording this. Anyway, on a slightly cheerier note, much like the wagon, merry-go-round, it's a thing we've already seen. I feel like this and the roller coaster probably should have each other's mission IDs, so like, this should have happened when we were looking for the roller coaster and vice versa, but I don't know. I suppose it is nice to switch it up every now and then and have an objective be later in the level and then a later objective be earlier in the level. It would also be nice if we could get multiple souvenirs in a single run without having to come back out and cash each one in, but, you know, I'm not a game designer. Okay, that is one slight thing that I'd like to gripe about a little bit. First of all, Night Sky Ghosts. This is very final boss of Cardstock Carnival souvenir hunt missions. It's a bit of a faff, but not that bad. Though they are rather small, so you are forgiven if you miss any of them. There are 6 altogether, and there's the first one there, and I'm having a bit of a time trying to find the good angle from which to hit it. But, yeah. My one sort of big gripe with this game is the soundtrack. There's a second one, by the way. Unlike with the hot air balloons, you can see the night sky from within the mansion as well, so nowhere is safe. Anywhere could have a potential hidden ghost, and yeah, I forgot that the gimmick of the forwards way round of this mission level was getting keys. I'd just completely forgotten about that, but yes. The soundtrack. The songs aren't bad, it's just there aren't enough of them. There's so many repeated tracks in this game. I feel like if every level, more or less, had a unique theme, I think that would maybe make the game a bit more attractive, because I feel like it was somewhat written off as a little bit mediocre or something, which I disagree. As I said, I think this is a fun game and it deserves more credit than people give it. But the soundtrack is giving we didn't try as hard as we could because we didn't think we needed to. Anyway, a neat little bit of editing magic here. I spent a lot longer bumbling around looking for this last ghost than it looks like I did because it is actually up here. Well, not in this room, but in this room. Just to the right there, obscured by some evil, evil parallax scrolling. And again, need to find the magic pixel and throw from there, and there we go. We found all of the ghosts. We're done in Cardstock Carnival. Why is there a haunted, like not even amusement park haunted house, but like straight up haunted house in the carnival? We just don't know. But on the plus side, we've got another flower, which means that we are eligible for
Twirly-woos in Cardstock Carnival.
Here they come. I was a bit premature in calling them out, but there they are with 2 stinking hellebores this time. So, I have been, and will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons. In the next episode, we're going to do more cleanup, basically, starting with Acorn Forest. So, see you then for that, I suppose. We still have much to do. Hoo-wee.